It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and it's the Big Detecting Show with
me. Sorry. Evening,
and
Dave.
me. Evening, Adrian. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Sorry, I was just panicked because I found a coin at the weekend, and it's quite a nice one, and I thought I'd put it in the bin, but I haven't. So I left it on a bit of paper in the kitchen. I screwed it up, the paper, and put it in the bin, and I thought the coin was on it, but it isn't. I've got it here. So yes, sorry. Yeah, you know when it's a not 1561. Elizabeth the first mill coin. Nice, look at that.
Hold on. Let's do it.
And I thought I'd thrown it in the bin. It's a bit battered, but yeah, nice.
A bit better.
Found that on Sunday. Had a nice day out Sunday. It's got a plethora of everything: crotal bells, watch winders, loads of stuff. But I thought I'd put it in the bin. I panicked. And if that was in really good condition, that'd be worth a lot of money. But it's a bit battered. But yeah. Are you all right?
I'm all right. I'm going to give Shane a shout later. I don't think he'll be in yet. Someone in the chat called Paul B, and we've got Paul C coming on the show. They must be like related, surely.
Cousins. Hello, everyone. John Clayton.
Oh, there he is. Staffordshire Searcher. He's here. He went to the Anley Museum yesterday, Stoke-on-Trent Museum, to hand over his finds to the finds liaison officer, and he got back his hoard, his and Steve's Roman hoard that they found. So if I'd have known I was actually in Anley, and I could have popped over and met him and gone in and said hello.
Nice, he's got a flow. I haven't got one. So we had one. We didn't have one, and then we had one, and now they've gone, and now we haven't got a flow. So bit of a
We've got somebody in the chat room. Hello, guys. Part of Crawford's team here. Looking forward to the chat because you're on a Facebook group that we don't moderate. It doesn't come up as your name. It just says Facebook user. So tell us who you are.
Or go on YouTube.
And
subscribe. Yeah.
And subscribe. Hey, Big Detecting Show's up to 500 subscribers now.
Oh, so people are learning to move over from have both. Peaky Blinders, which
it's Marky Mark gone metal detecting.
Mark Lawson.
He with the beautiful CMD bike.
Yes. Oh, that's something we could talk about tonight. Yeah, Crawford's sponsoring a motorbike. Yes. We stream on Peaky Finders, don't we, David? We do have our own YouTube channel, which the show's on as well, but not a lot of people subscribe to it because it was quite new. It's about a year old. Reminded you to share it.
No, not share it. I have to change the settings on it because if it comes under made for kids, which it automatically does for some reason, it's not even on there yet.
I don't like Mr. Tumble.
Then it doesn't allow. Don't like to say, mate. Do a bit of Macatan. It doesn't allow people to comment, apparently.
Right. Chris Langston. It's Chris Langston. He's another Facebook user.
Howdy.
So the tree's up.
What? The tree's up, yeah. No expense spared.
And the
baubles. Professional designer dressed them, didn't we?
Yes, we certainly did. And it's nearly Christmas. And that reminds me, if anyone like me wants to give their farmer or landowner a selection of finds this year, Amazon have got a really good deal at the moment on these finds boxes. The ones that you can put your stuff in and there's room. I'm not on commission, but it's quite nice. It's got a magnet in there. It's not as nice as Treasure It. Well, how much, Dave? How much? And it comes with all the screws and bits. And it's
$14.99.
Yeah, but I thought it was quite good.
Was it?
Yeah, 15 quid. I thought it's Chinese blowtorch job, but you put a bit of varnish on there. But how nice. Give that to your landowner and he can have all your tut in there. So, and they've got different sizes. I've got big ones, little ones. And they're made, I thought I'd ordered aftershave. Look, that's the make. Love Kinky. Sounds kinky. Sounds like some sort of
I thought it sounded
adult
like
toy. But they're on Amazon at the moment. And if you want to keep in with your landowner farmer, give them a nice little box with all that tut in. And and they love that. They put it up in their office.
And for those of you who are new to the show and don't know, if you go to the Big Detective Show website, bigdetectiveshow.com, and sign up for the newsletter, which is all free, you'll get a email probably once a month with free competitions, guest information, and special offers from different companies. If you want to go on there, sign up for that. In 2 weeks' time, we'll be having our big Detecting Show Christmas draw. So we've got a number of prizes already. Don't be thinking it's anything substantial like metal detectors and such like, because we haven't got the money.
Crawford's might.
We do have Composite Cleaning Pencil, Greenlight Publishing, Dragons Detecting, Adrian, and a bag of my own stuff that's here. You said you've got some that Minelab socks and stuff.
Yes, I have got some stuff. Yeah, I have got some stuff. Yes, of course.
And Peaky Finders as well, before I forget to write it down.
Yes, and Treasure It.
And Treasure It. Let me just write that down.
Which that is lovely.
Because if I don't write it down and message it you'll forget to put Treasure It on anyway.
Yeah, or spell it wrong.
Wrong.
Yeah, so they just subscribe. And if you've already subscribed, you don't have to do it again. Just sign up and you go into the prize draw. It's over 1,000 people now.
Yeah.
And
as I say, you'll get all information. Is this companies who are giving you what's Treasure It now giving
discounts?
Us? They're giving us a massive one in comparison to others, don't they?
Monarch
Design.
Yeah, Monarch Designs. Yeah,
Monarch.
Give us a bigger discount than anyone else. So that's all your 3D printed stuff.
Yeah. So, Scotty B. Let me say thank you there first and foremost, Scotty B. Scotty's just donated 2 full weekend tickets with camping for DetectorCon 3 2023. Thank you, Scotty.
Oh, brilliant. Can you park me in your tent? Oh, no, move on. Yes, so that's really good. And what else have we got? We got lots of things to give away. And
we do have lots of things. And it'll be, we'll have lots of guests throughout the night, and we'll be going back and to from the prize draw. You'll all be contacted directly via email to get your contact details. And I wouldn't rush and expect them before Christmas, seeing it will only be 3 days thereafter.
Right. And
Derek Sherwin's wife is making cake as we speak, and they live in the next town to me.
Oh, that's handy.
Got me postcode.
I was going to say something else. So we got the show, Christmas show, and lots of different people coming on.
Detectorists.
Yes, and something. Yeah, go on. You tell them, Dave, because it's exciting. Go on.
If you go over to www.arkmdmag.com, the Ocular Gym Metal Detecting magazine, to which I am the editor of, co-editor with Luke, you will find a series of articles, the last one being last night, which tells of the release date for this year's, the airing date of the Detectorist, a new Detectorist Christmas special, which will be airing on BBC Two on Boxing Day at 9 p.m.
You should have told them, because they would have gone there to look.
They can go anyway.
Yeah,
go anyway.
But that is what a perfect time, isn't it? Just get a couple of beers or wines, sit there, put your feet up, and watch.
You're fat already. You're feeling fat. Have a couple of leftover turkey butties. Oof.
Well, I'm not having Christmas dinner on Christmas Day because everyone's working in my house, so we're having it on the 28th. So yeah, bit of a shame, really. But
on that note, because you just let me down, I'm going to bring on tonight's guest to cheer me up again.
Well, it's not sad.
No, I don't want you to speak about it anymore. I'd rather speak to Paul and Craig. Good evening, Paul and Craig. How are you both?
Hello. Good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
I do a little Scott wave, seeing if Kathy's not here.
A little Scott wave is one. Did you like that picture this week that I sent you to Scotty Bay?
Oh, you sent me that, yeah.
Scott, not Scotty B.
Oh, right. I thought you meant Scotty Bay. I put a nice picture of him.
It was a nice little wave.
Scotty B when he was in Nativity.
Yeah, the kids thing. No, thanks for coming on tonight, guys. I think, Craig, do you want to give us a bit of those who don't know Crawford's? I mean, you're massive and you've been going for, over 20 years now, haven't you?
About 25 years, yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind just telling people in the show how it all sort of came about, Crawford's?
I'm a detectorist, hobby turned business, and off we went from there, from humble beginnings, and grew and grew. We're in about shop number 4, I think, as we've kind of moved and got bigger. And we have the shop here in Scunthorpe, North Lincolnshire, and another one down in Dorset, in Ferndown as well now.
That's pretty good going. How did you find COVID this year? Not this year. Was that hard work?
It was hard work, but it was hard work because we were busy. Thanks to our detecting community, they kept ordering, so kept us very busy through lockdown.
That's good. That's good to hear. I mean, we've seen an increase in the hobby massively since lockdown. I was saying to Dave the other day, I've had numerous old school friends, to get in touch saying, I really want to take up this hobby. What do you think of this? The Wing Wang 2000 on Amazon for $69.95 that goes down 4 foot. And, they get sucked in on the reviews, but, most like I always say, just go to an authorised dealer or someone a proper.
Yeah, we do spend a good time on the phone fending off questions like that. What do you think? Yang, whatever it is. Set 3 meters. They all say 3 meters.
3 meters and a battery that lasts 400 days or something.
Yeah.
But So obviously you're here to talk about Minelab. How long have you been dealing with Minelab
since day one? As a dealer, as a sub dealer, I should say. But then 2014 distribution came our way, and we've been distributing throughout the UK since then.
Right, and since the Vanquish, because it obviously when the Equinox came out, it went mental. And it's still a very popular machine. And then you had the Vanquish come along, which I must admit I love. I always praise my 540 I've got. It's a fantastic machine. I'm seeing a lot. Have you seen it sort of go like that with the Vanquish and then like that? Because I've suddenly seen a lot of people buy them. Yeah.
I think it was. I suppose I'm able to say this. It was always Garrett in that price range. Garrett, and then basically the Vanquish took that share of the market as people got used to it and got to know it. It started to be recommended, and that's generally what is recommended now. So that sort of shoot up in sales. You're exactly right. That's what's happened.
I mean, the club digs I go on, I'm pretty blown away how many there are. There's a lot that my club, one of the clubs I'm in, the main one, I'd say probably 40-50% of people who join as beginners buy Vanquishes, because they turn up with their sort of I won't say it, non-common brand, and they'll talk to someone with a Vanquish and it's sold. Everyone sings highly about it.
Turn up next week with the Vanquish, absolutely.
Yeah, they do, and they all go
terrific value for money. Sorry.
Yeah, and they all seem to go for the 540. I think there's not that much of differential in price, really. When you're looking at spending hundreds of pounds, there's not that much in price. And you've got all the add-ons as well, haven't you? Like the battery pack that you can have, the rechargeable ones.
Absolutely,
yeah. So, Paul, if you have a 540, do you? Do you take one out?
I've got a 340 and a 540. Yeah, I flip between. I favour the 540, but I've got a 340 as well. I use more the 540 more just for a bit of coin shooting on the beach because it's ideal. So.
Yeah,
but I like using it. I'm not embarrassed to go out with it because it works.
Yeah, it does definitely. I think I found, out of all the machines with Treasure Hunting magazine, the 540, I found more with it than any other machine in a similar sort of field. It wasn't the same field, but I was loving it. My mate had his Knox 800, and he was just kept looking at me like that. I know you got. Oh, what have you got? Have you got one?
Yeah, we have a Vanquish.
Where did you buy that?
It's just out of arm's reach.
Where did you get that, Dave?
I didn't buy it. That lovely Shane.
Oh yeah,
giving me on
Shane.
long-term lease.
Ah, your boy would like that because
Absolutely love it. It's for me. The simplex wasn't simple enough for me. That plug and play, gets on it, press that horseshoe, gets rid of the iron. That's iron. Yep, do that. Brilliant. Perfect for me.
Yeah,
I'm a simpleton though.
No, I forgot you had that. I forgot you had that. Yeah, because you didn't get on with the simplex. You didn't get on. There's not many machines you do get on with, but you yeah,
I've
always
always got on with Minelabs. I had the Xterra 705, loved it, got rid of it and shouldn't have got rid of it, and then I got an E-Track, and that was just mind blowing, and I had to get rid of that because I couldn't understand where the power button was.
Oh, Dave. So, Craig, do you get out detecting much, being busy with your business, or you try and find time?
Not as much as I'd like. Paul's usually tries to drag me out on a Sunday, but it's rare I do. But occasionally, so we'll say maybe once every month, every couple of months, something like that.
Right. So yeah, I suppose you've got to put money on the table for your family and stuff.
Well, we kind of.
Beer comes first.
No, it's a case of working 6 days a week, and then so Sundays are for the DIY stuff that I'm forced to do.
I hear that.
Yeah, no, it's true actually. I allocate sometime.
My DIY is like the metal detector.
I don't know. You've done some good stuff in the summer in your garden, didn't you? Painting and things, didn't you?
Painting.
Well, yeah,
painting, innit?
Yeah.
Look what happened in van life. Shane did it.
Yeah, that's true. You've got your young peasant boy. So, I've lost track now, Dave. You're talking about painting.
I do that.
Yeah, one of the main reasons we're on here tonight is to talk about the Vanquish. No, we're not. Talk about
change the subject.
Talk about whatever you like.
Pull that one away.
Adrian, have you asked Paul to introduce himself yet?
Well, everyone knows.
I'm all right. I'll just.
Yeah, but Paul hasn't introduced himself. He hasn't told himself.
Well, we will. Sorry.
It's more front of house.
Paul should introduce himself because Paul's famous.
Yeah. He's on the tubes of you.
He is definitely.
Yeah.
Go on, Paul.
What you introduce yourself for? Start about your YouTube channel and what have you, please, Paul.
I don't know a lot about it, to be honest with you, because I'm social media. I just hit and run. It bores me. But yeah, I do a bit of YouTube, Instagram. That's about as much social media as I do. I have a look at Facebook every now and again. But out detecting 3 or 4 times a week. Multitude of detectors, beach, preferred, but I do a bit of land as well. Well, I got pressured into doing land, didn't I? Got to do land.
Well, he's a kind of guy who goes to Cleethorpes at 3 o'clock in the morning, so I thought he needed help to get him out of some proper fields.
3 o'clock in the morning.
It's very rare that we have people on who actually prefer beach detecting to land detecting as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I do.
Aaron Weedle's probably the main person of all our guests who is more prominent beach over land.
I'm not a big fan of the dry sand stuff. You know, the modern. I'll let everybody else do the modern stuff. Where I am, it was a World War II base, so you get cap badges, buttons, coins, and that's what floats my boat. My favourite coin is a half crown. So. It's not old, but it's my favourite coin.
Yeah, it's I don't mind certain beaches, but near where I am, the beaches are heavily populated, not only in the summer but in all year round with people who are, how can I put it, looking for friends. So you know,
which beach was this?
Well, it's in Essex, so it's I don't mean those sort of friends. I mean, a prime example is last time I went. There was a guy who thought he was Rocky, and he said he could have been world champion. He had problems, and then you'll get when I go detecting, I just like to be on my own, and if I've got my mate with me, fine. But you know what it's like. Found anything yet? Oh, have you ever found anything interesting? Even if you've got headphones on, they still come up and talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's quite hard work. But yeah, there are some beaches. Well, not so much beaches, but coastline near me that is quiet, and some nice stuff has come up. But the main busy beaches, all right, you can find your rings and jewellery and stuff and fag packets with a £50 note in, but a lot of it is trash. And I think that's pretty shocking, the amount of rubbish people, because it used to be just ring pulls and cans and cigarette lighters, but now it's barbecues. Yes. Why bury a nappy? Yeah, nappies and stuff like that. But I don't mind the odd beach. But you videos, Paul, quite informative. I've subscribed to your channel. Just let us know what your channel is.
Paul C.
Yeah. So how do you spell that? Well, I know.
Paulcee.
Yeah, and people should take a look at that and subscribe. And your Instagram, Paul?
At Paul C as well. Paul_C, that one.
Not to be confused with Paul C.
No, that's my younger brother.
Cousin. Yeah.
Well, no, I've had it since, I think it was 2006 I started YouTube. And basically my parents live abroad, so they like to see what I was doing. So that's how that started. So the last few years we've kind of gone multi-camera, showing the screens and just trying to evolve it rather than be the same as everybody else.
Yeah.
Whether it works or not, I don't know, but it's there if people want to watch it.
No, that's nice. Yeah, I think I watched a few of your videos when the Vanquish came out. You were testing the different ones, I think, and it was nice to watch. Do you film and edit yourself, or do Crawfords help you with it?
We have got editors here, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got our Sam.
But we kind of no, it's all right. We all muck in, so
yeah, because it is time consuming. I tried doing it.
That's the worst part.
Yeah,
People don't realise, you're out filming. If you're filming every target, so you've got 8-9 hours of film. Plus, you don't dig as much because you're setting cameras up.
Yeah.
And then you've got it all to watch back. You're doing multicams with the audio recorders. You've got all that to synchronise. It's a small lake, but it's fun.
Yeah. I don't think people quite realise how much goes into it. But TikTok, you thought about TikTok?
I've had a look.
Yeah.
I've seen him get his boobs and.
It's
not for me.
No, if you change the way, I think you hold down on it and click ignore for all the rude, not rude, but it eventually filters out.
I thought, to be honest with you, I thought about doing it in Budgie Smugglers, just because that's what seems to get the views, isn't it?
And David like that. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna do some like wearing clothes like Detecting Brit. Is it Digging Brit or Detecting Brit in America? I was gonna try wearing some form of clothing similar or not dissimilar, maybe.
Well, there are more women. Well, we had the Soil Sisters on last week, and I don't think I've laughed much for a long time. Did you both watch that?
I was still laughing 2 days later.
I haven't seen it, unfortunately.
Lovely girls, Nikki and Sam. And apologies if they're watching for making Sam's son cry.
I made Sam's son cry, didn't I?
Yeah, we said we were phoning his teacher because he was still up and he started crying. So apologies for that. But they're lovely and they're quite new to the hobby and they were lovely on the show. But there is a lot more women coming into the hobby, which is only a good thing.
There is,
Yeah. Are you seeing that in the shop, Craig?
We are, and we're actively encouraging it. We're kind of some of the stuff we're doing promotionally is actually, we sort of. You've got the white male 50+. We need to expand a bit and get a few ladies in. Yeah, I'm in that category, mate.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah. No, you're right. I think they're better detectorists. I think they're more patient and definitely more no, I won't say enthusiastic, but I just think they've got more time to think about things.
Yeah.
And we buy a shelf pack in IKEA and just put it up. They read the instructions, so I think understand things.
A bit more thorough, maybe.
Yes. A bit like the oven at home. When you get a new oven, you don't read the instructions, whereas my housing manager does, and she knows how it all works. But that's sexist, though, isn't it, saying that? Anyway. So we're here to talk about Minelab's recent announcements, and you've got a machine there, haven't you, Paul?
Indeed, I have. Yeah.
Look, they do exist.
Where the blue cameras,
A Manticore.
Yeah. Hey.
And you. Oh, it's gone. Get it up again. Show us your shaft.
Where's the camera?
They're normally bigger than that.
It's not. If you give it a little rub, look, it extends.
Ooh, magic.
Yeah. Do you want to turn it on for us so people can see the screen come on?
Turn on your shaft.
Show us it's not 3D printed. It's a real one.
No, it's all real.
I'll just turn the sensitivity right down so it'll be blubbing.
Yeah. Now
it's just shining on the screen. It's impossible to see.
It's like Adrian's head some weeks.
Yeah.
Certainly like my head.
I was being polite, Craig.
No.
Now we can't see it there that clearly.
Up there it is.
Yeah.
If I cover that up, it should go darker.
Now the first thing I noticed when I hailed that at Detectable was that, or was it? No, Joan Allen. I can't remember. That screen is a lot sharper than the original Equinox, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, very good.
Yeah,
especially with the adaptive lighting as well. It's clear all day long.
Yeah. So those who don't know what adaptive lighting is, it basically it stays the consistent contrast from dawn till dusk and in the dark, so it'll automatically illuminate. But the screen is beautiful. I'd say it's probably the nicest screen. It's Ultra HD kind of, isn't it? Almost.
It is it's high def screen. It's very easy to see and read.
Yeah, and you've got the 2D graphical display, which
you can't really see it, can you?
No, I think a lot of people, that is something which is going to change the way we did. It's gone off now. Oh no.
Yeah.
Can you put your ring in?
Hang on. Let me turn the screen down.
Play with it.
That's better.
Is that better?
Yeah.
There it is.
Are we able to get the 2D display up? Because a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's the same as the Equinox 800, but it's been changed."
No,
it's totally different. And if we can get to see the 2D display, I don't think we can. If Craig dangles his ring in over the coil,
can I help? Can I?
Yeah, put something over so we can see.
No,
I never mind. But how long have you been using it, Paul?
3 months.
And how are you finding the 2D display coming up in British soil?
That works. It works. You get to see everything in the ground if you've got targets next to iron, and because the top layer is like your Equinox, the FE, and the bottom line is the F2, and they both work together. So you've got your conductivity line that runs across the middle. Nice round target like a coin will show up just as a dot. But once you introduce ferrous to it, whether it's small ferrous or large ferrous, you see it down at the bottom. You've got multiple targets in the ground. Like I put a picture on Facebook the other day, didn't I? With I think it was three or four conductive targets, and then some ferrous as well at the top and bottom. It showed them all up.
No, that's going to be very interesting to use, I think, and change the way things. We've got a few questions. It's going
we'll
quite
let
quick.
Paul put it down first because his arm's going to be hurting before then.
It's not as light as a feather.
It's nice and light. There's another advantage.
I think I saw someone say, "How long's the battery?" I think I'm right in saying 8 to 9 hours. Have you found that, Paul?
Go on, you.
Yeah, about if you run everything absolutely flat out, you're going to reduce. You've got your backlights on, absolutely maxed out power, everything. You'll get about 9 hours. You turn everything down. You maybe 10 probably at the push.
Have you tried it up against the CTX?
I have, yes.
And I take it from that smile on your face, you were quite impressed.
I was. It was very, very, very impressive. I didn't know whether it would be, but yeah, it is.
Yeah,
that was with both the stock coils. Nothing, not the 17-inch coil or 15-inch coil, just the stock coils. Yeah.
And have you found the standard programs from Minelab working on our soil?
I kind of change everything because I run in either 2 tones or 5 tones. But the new, with what they call the polyphonic tones, you've got 2 all tones or 5 all tones. When you've got them working, you get multiple tones. Instead of just having 5 tones, you get multiple tones per section. So if you've got 2 similar targets close to each other, you can hear them as well as see them on your screen.
Yeah,
that's totally different, and that takes some getting used to. But once you've had a few hours with it and get used to it, then yeah, it's good.
What's your favourite feature with it so far, apart from obviously the 2D display?
The 2D. All of it, to be honest with you, it's just brilliant to use. Now that they've opened up all your discrimination stuff, instead, like on the Equinox, it was 0 to 40. You now 0 to 99. So it's if you dig by numbers, you're gonna have to start from scratch again because it just throws everything out the window.
Yeah, I quite like that though, 0 to 99. I quite like that.
Yeah,
I must admit.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it definitely. Dave was saying that he gets all sleepy when you start talking technical. He starts nodding off. He gets very.
No, I listen and take it in so I can understand.
What's your question on the Manticore, Dave?
One of Shane's has just come up. How is the balance now? You've made it lighter. Now you've made it. Now Minelab have made it lighter.
It's good. It's. Well, I don't know. The balance is spot on. I don't know about with the 15-inch coil. Like anything, you put a 15-inch coil on, it's obviously going to get a little bit nose heavy. But I don't know, to be honest, with the 15-inch coil because I'm not got a 15-inch coil.
Well, I think
the price is around 1,800. Am I right in saying?
It is, yeah, 17.99 in the UK.
Mm. And has it started shipping in the UK as yet?
No, I can tell you as accurately as I can tell you. It's the first batch is currently in customs and should be clear early next week and begin shipping early next week. So by the end of next week, very likely we'll have them here. But that's if everything
just in time for Christmas.
Just in time for Christmas, yes.
Yeah. Going back to the balance, I know at Detectable, me and Jules went over to Minelab, and I must admit it's slightly lighter than the Equinox, isn't it? The current Equinox, like a smidgen, I think.
I think it's 100 gram lighter.
Yeah, but
which may not sound a lot, but
no, but when you compare,
those of you my scales.
Yeah. When you think there's a double battery now in the handle as opposed to one, and there's for me the carbon fibre shaft and everything felt a lot lighter than it looked. If that makes sense. No, it doesn't, but it felt lighter than the Equinox. It and it is 100 grams, but that's not a noticeable bit. It felt very, very comfortable. And the thing which has intrigued me is the new coil assembly that they've gone for, which I don't know if you can show that. People have seen all the pictures, but it's quite.
We'll do that.
Now there's a. Now, yeah. Now that's interesting because
Can't do it that way.
it's a lot more flexible. Because we all know there were a few issues, which I personally think was down to them being in the cold for too long, leaving it in. Because mine, I think I'm on my third coil on my Equinox, but it has been bashed about a bit. But I think a couple of nights I'd leave it in the car when it was like tonight freezing, and plastic isn't good left in the cold. And it normally was the next day I went out and it would crack or whatever. But that design they've done, I remember talking to the engineer, I've forgotten his name now, and he said you can put flexibility in the shaft as opposed to the lugs on the coil. Is that right? There's a little bit of movement now, isn't there? Flexibility there it gives.
Yeah.
Is it still like got a rubber washer and etc. as normal sort of?
It's actually the old CTX type washers, which
the crown washer.
The ones I call the turret washers. But whether they're better than the teardrop ones, I don't know. But I think they're a bit more durable, actually.
Yeah, that's interesting. And the only thing I would say about it's a shame they didn't put the coil in the shaft like they did on CTX. That's the only thing I'd say. That would have been nice. Not a big thing, but it's nice.
I think from an engineering point of view, it would have needed a bigger shaft, and you're adding weight. They're trying to They're trying to go the other way.
No, you're right. I have thought that you would have had to have a big shaft like on the CTX. So
big shaft.
Comparatively speaking, when the CTX was released, how much was that?
$2,000, 1999, and that's talking 10 years ago now.
10 years ago, the Manticore, obviously better technology, similar capabilities by the sounds of it. So £1,800 is a bit of a markdown in relation to the CTX.
If you look at it in that respect, yes, it's. I mean, people have commented on the price of it, but it could have easily been over $2,000. So I think the price is good for what you're getting.
Yeah, and the weight of the Manticore?
1100. I think it's 1100. No, is it 30?
I can't remember.
Philip Wills will answer that in a minute.
Well, I know the CTX is 2.3 kilograms, I think. So it's almost half the weight of the CTX.
Yeah.
Paul, Shane asks, Staffordshire Searching, about the grip on the Manticore. Is it smaller than the Nox? He says when the Nox is caked in mud with gloves, etc. on, it starts to get cramped.
It's longer that way. It's thicker that way, and it's got like the hand stop there, so your hands are not touching the control box.
Right. And somebody else asked, I'm going to work down.
Now we have one.
What sort of warranty is on the Manticore, and are the coils covered for the same amount of time?
Yes and yes. 3 years warranty, sorry. And they are covered for the same amount of time.
There you go. We're getting all the questions now.
Yeah. 2.9 kilograms.
1.3 kilograms.
So
a yiller is a Yakistan weight measurement.
Oh right. Oh okay. Yes. Yeah. Imperial. Yeah. So 1.3 kilograms. I presume that's for the Manticore. So it's almost half the weight of the CTX. And the only downside, as we all know, the CTX is a heavy old beast of a machine. But like you say, Craig, it's been out 10 years. So if you do the maths, 10 years, inflation, COVID, everything that's going on in supply chain, that's not a bad price, really, when you think about it.
It isn't when you factor everything else is going up. Yeah, definitely. It's not a bad price.
And the She Digs It, have the pre-orders of the Manticore sold out yet?
The pre-orders, do you mean have the pre-orders been met with supply?
I don't know.
The bottom line is supply is in little but often, I think, is the best way to describe it. That's what we're promised from Minelab. So the orders, certainly our orders, and I know our dealers' orders are immense. So it will be a while before we clear all the pre-orders.
Has it been higher than you anticipated, the pre-orders?
Not really. I think it's been roughly what we anticipated, given that Equinox is now 5 years old and everybody, or most people, are ready for a new high-end machine. Yeah, and that's good money's worth. I bet. I'd be interested what percentage have paid for themselves in fines that they've brought up, because there's a lot of people with the Equinox, and it's funny.
Or that they've got back.
Sorry. Oh,
Fine.
yeah. Fines, that they've got back. Yeah, we won't go there. We all got the email today. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I could go on about that, but I won't. Yeah, because I think 5 years is a long time, especially, we change our cars every 3 years, most of us. So 5 years for a metal detector. And there has been the odd coil breaks and people with battery issues and stuff. But I think the Equinox has pretty much lasted the test of time. And at my metal detecting club Christmas meal last night, people were coming up talking about the Manticore. And Paul, I've got Instagram and I've got TikTok and I have Facebook, but I very rarely go on it because sometimes you can get conflicted views on certain machines. But I'd say 90% of people who are in my club were all looking forward to it coming out, and a lot of them are looking at purchasing it as a replacement to their Equinox 800, which is interesting because we've also got the 700 and 900 now. So if I think someone put in the chat earlier, will the 700 be as good as or as better than the 800? But we don't.
We'll get onto the Equinox in a moment, and I need Craig to contact. I need Craig to contact Minelab and tell him to stop calling it an Equinox. It's not an Equinox. It's an Equinox.
An Equinox.
Yeah, true. Never thought of that. Well, yeah, never thought of that.
Depends on where you're from, I guess.
Australians call it Equinox.
Yeah, the bloody aluminum people. Anybody else got any questions about the Manticore? That's an old English flying ace. Anybody else with any questions about the Manticore for Craig or Paul? One person says about the cable in the shaft.
Yeah, we raised that. It would have needed a bigger shaft, and I think manufacturing wise, you'd have to have a separate shaft for the whole Equinox range. Then, wouldn't you? You'd have to have a big shaft.
Yeah, it changes the whole dynamic of the machine, and you're going to a heavier product, and that's one thing Minelab used to do, make heavy machines, but they no longer do. So it's actually not a massive detriment.
No.
We've gone to a few machines without cables these days, or with the cable up the shaft, but we don't see cables breaking. So I think we don't see cables breaking every 5 minutes, so it's not a problem. It's fine.
No. What actually, talking of that, Craig, what's the most bizarre return you've had on a metal detector, apart from I haven't found anything with it? Without saying any names.
No. We get
that one.
Yeah. Well, no, we see the odd coil that the dog's eaten, or they've shut the cable in a car door and it's broke itself. Things like that, but nothing super weird, I don't think.
Oh, that's a shame. I thought you were going to say
no. You've caught me on the hop. I can't think of any great stories off the top of my head.
Someone at someone's door somewhere.
It is. That's Paul's ring.
Burglars, it's all right.
Paul's ring speaks.
Someone trying to get in his back door again.
From there.
Oh.
Easy target.
Yeah, no, I was hoping you were going to say something like someone picked up the RAF helicopter near them or something, or heard Jesus talking to them through
Not had any of that.
the beach program. But no, never mind. Carol singers, yeah, carol singers don't get them anymore, do you? They don't get them. Yes, have we got with the country in a bad? This is Dark Knight Detectorist. With the country in a bad financial climate. Were you shocked at how many people pre-ordered the Manticore? I think you sort of assessed that, didn't you?
Yeah, well, one thing about a hobby, any hobby, is that you're passionate about it. And if it's something you want, you'll find a way, I think. And if you can't afford it, you don't buy it. But, if you really want it, you're going to find a way. And people are passionate about this hobby. So,
yeah.
I'm not particularly surprised. It's a great machine, and the bulk of detectorists get that and understand where Minelab are coming from with it.
And if they want to buy it from yourself, they have different options, don't they, Craig?
They do. Cash, check, or credit card.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we offer like any of the dealers. We offer payment terms, etc.
Yeah.
So it's the big issue at the moment is getting one, waiting for them. The list's as long as your arm, but that's not a bad thing, not from my point of view, anyway.
No. That is, it's nice to hear.
Just to sidetrack a minute, I've got to say hello to Rusty Gypsy Roving in Australia. We spoke to her a couple of weeks ago, remember, and she's currently out high banking. Out in the bush, found an unusual piece of timber, axe handle size, got a slot cut in at lengthways, 45 degrees, the point on either end.
10p.
I'm desperate to have somebody on the show. We've contacted a few people from Aussie Gold Hunters, and we spoke to Michelle Val a while ago as well about Michelle Myers. Michelle Val's a detectorist. Michelle Myers about getting somebody on from Aussie Gold Hunters because primarily they mainly use Minelab machines. I'm very close with one of the current crop of Aussie Gold Hunters, but he's had to go back to source to see if he's allowed to come on. But he's the Aussie Gold Hunting thing just blows my mind.
Just got.
But have you noticed on Aussie Gold Hunters, you never see them do the gold dance?
No, it gets boring.
No. That's probably because they'd be
unless it's one of them big ones. Then they get
big nugget. Stephen Denwell, can you use the WM08 box for small headphones?
No. You can use the Minelab adapter cable and then work back that way. They do a plug-in extension with the fitting. It's about 2 foot long. So if you do that,
Adrian, what?
Yeah, sorry, Dave. Talking technical. Have you got the headphones there, Paul?
Adrian, what?
I've got some.
W08.
So
what's the question mean?
It's a lot of people forget about the headphones on the Manticore, and they're very similar to the GP 6000 X6000. Yeah,
they're a brand new wireless, high-speed wireless by the system that Minelab have developed themselves. So they're no longer Bluetooth. So they won't, or even the Y stream of the WM8. So they're not compatible with the 800, etc.
Right. And how long's have you found the battery lasted on those, Paul?
I don't use them. I use wires.
Oh,
I don't like wireless. I must be the only person that don't like wireless headphones.
So the only person who doesn't like wireless and the only person who likes beach detecting. What's going on here, Paul?
Well, Tony Kaywood likes wired headphones, although he's tried a few wireless. My mate James uses
Tony
Tony
Kaywood does things in cars, doesn't he?
Cars. Oh,
flashing lights.
He's not in the chat. Yeah, he's not in the chat. Philip Wheels has put aptX, but it's their own technology, isn't it? Minelab have created.
Yeah.
So it'll be super quick. And you can't use any other headphones with it. It's just those ones.
Unless you go for corded.
Yeah. But
wirelessly, it is the Minelab headphones.
All the costs, the yellow cost ones.
Right. And how much are the headphones on their own, out of interest?
That's a good question. I don't know yet. We haven't got prices through on the. If I had to guess, they're going to be about the same price, 130, 140 quid. But we haven't got prices through yet on accessories.
Right. Okay. No, that's
all right, Adrian. I've googled and I know what WM80 is now. So
well done, Dave.
It's an engine.
An engine.
It's an engine.
They should have done 080.
Not the Wankel rotary that's in the RX-8.
I was just going to say that. Two great lines.
Yeah, Wankel rotary in the Mazda RX-8, I think, or RX.
The engine WN80 assembly is for a Wacker Newson BS60.
What?
All right.
You know that.
No, I just googled it.
Learned something else new. Just seeing if there's any other questions. Are we allowed to go on to the 700 and 900 now, Dave?
Yes, but before we do so, shall we play this? Hold on. In fact, let me show this first.
That's soft nativity, isn't it? Soft nativity.
Scotty B when he was on nativity. Anyway, let's play this.
Introducing the all-new Equinox 700 and 900 metal detectors, the next generation of Minelab's best-selling series of all time. Reimagined from the inside out, Equinox 700 and 900 features stunning high-resolution 119 target ID display, the toughest, most robust IP68 waterproof construction, and a compact, lightweight carbon fiber shaft system. Expand your detecting experience with All Tones Audio, which produces a unique tone for all 119 target IDs. A special depth audio setting intelligently varies tone pitch and volume to highlight non-ferrous targets faster than standard audio, effective in areas with dense iron trash. At the core of the new Equinox detectors is a finely tuned multi-IQ engine, driving greater target separation and target ID stability. Choose up to 8 search modes, including gold, to match your terrain. Minelab Multi-IQ automatically fires multiple frequencies at once to detect targets other machines miss. When you want to be in charge, switch to single frequency mode for total control. With fully loaded features like control pod flashlight, red backlighting, and hand grip vibration, plus wireless low latency headphones, you'll see why Minelab's best series just got better. Minelab Equinox 700 and 900 detectors are lighter, smarter, stronger, and feature-rich. There's never been a better time to join the Minelab Equinox revolution.
Equinox.
That's so nice they got you to do the voiceover for that, Dave.
That's all right. I've just have to show Dark Knight Detectorist. Instead of me saying it and getting taken to court, if I just show the Dark Knight Detectorist comment at the bottom, I think he's thinking what everyone else is saying.
Oh, dear. Slander. Get in trouble. But I feel sorry for that guy because it's like a 1980s gold-plated wristwatch, whereas over here, it'd be like...
You can't tell me that wasn't planted.
Well, of course it was. It was an advert, wasn't it? But well, it might not have been, but it was an advert. But it does look nice. I do like the stealth look that Minelab are going for at the moment. Do you know what? I wish Craig, the new spades they've got out, the little one and the big one. I've forgotten the names of them.
Well done, Adrian. Well done.
Yeah. And this one here, have you got the little one?
The little one, I could run and grab one.
Run. Watch. Everybody watch. Run.
Walk quickly.
Run, Forrest. See, look, that looks nice and stealthy and smart and sleek.
Yes, there we go.
But that is a bargain. Just tell us how much that is.
That's how much is it? $14.99.
And it is very light. And I've just reviewed it for Treasure Hunting magazine, and it's a lovely little spade. And the big one, I was quite surprised with because that is extremely strong and long and stainless steel. Yeah,
It's a workhorse, that one.
Yeah, I took it out on a dig about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and a lot of people were coming up to me asking where I bought it from. But what got me was the price of that. That is very good value as well. Do you know how much it is?
$49.99. So I mean, yeah, you're right. Compared to what else is out
in the
there,
market.
designed for detecting, good value, terrific value. I guess it's the buying power that allows it to be that price.
Just show us the end of it, because I don't think we saw the stainless steel with the teeth.
We don't have teeth.
The side. No, sorry. What's it called? Concave edge.
Comb your hair in the mirror. I can't comb my hair.
Comb your hair.
That's a thing of the past.
It's got a concave.
The spade in the right way. Yeah, there we go.
It's got like a knife edge on the side, hasn't it?
Yeah,
so it goes into the ground. But it's a lovely spade, and I haven't seen much of it out there at the moment, but it's quite new, isn't it?
It's early days. Yeah, we're selling 2 or 3 a day, and our dealers are buying them. So it's building in popularity. Yeah,
and is that the first time Minelab have brought spades out?
Years ago they had one of the digging knives that are, the little knives that are popular. They had one of those years ago, but I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, because
are they going to do an Oak Island version that's like 11 foot long as well?
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, they call them.
Who knows?
They call them shovels, don't they? They don't call them spades. They call them shovels.
We
should call them digging tools to be, and
digging implements.
Digging implements. Yes. But it's interesting how they've approached the market on that, because they have got the buying power, and people who have Minelab machines like Minelab gloves, Minelab hats. So having a spade, I think that's a great little Christmas present, though.
Talking of hats, Adrian, I'm unable to wear it.
It's got to be logoed up.
Yeah. And I don't know what they've used to put that on, but it's not come off on mine, and I've used it quite a bit. So it's I don't know what. It's obviously factory done whatever they do, transfer. Yeah. But it's quite light compared. It's lighter than the competitor's spade. Not only is it like 20 odd quid cheaper, it's lighter as well. It's quite surprisingly light. But so they're on your website now. If people want to put them on their Christmas list. I think your kids can't.
12 days of Christmas and win one.
Oh yeah, tell them about
12 spades of Christmas.
12 spades of Christmas. It's just a promotion we've got going at the moment. Go on our Facebook and you can enter the 12 spades of Christmas. Win a different spade every day for 12 days.
You've got 5 days left.
That's a good deal, and that's on your Crawford's Facebook page.
Facebook page, yeah.
I'm on it.
Is that just on the Facebook, not on anything else? Just Facebook?
I don't get involved in all that technical.
Scott does it, doesn't he? I think Twitter and Instagram.
Yeah, it's on the others.
Yeah,
Adrian, you know how I collect hats? The only hat I haven't got, I'm not wearing now because I haven't got a Crawford hat. Just putting it out there.
Then we'll have to put that right for you, won't we, Dave?
Yeah, I think I've got one somewhere. I'll tell you what I have got, which fell off my shelf earlier. Not metal detecting related, but those who like it. That is actually Kimi Raikkonen's hat that he wore at the Monaco Grand Prix in the press conference. He's a Formula One driver many years ago, but that came off of his yacht in Monaco. Someone got it for me. So Kimi Raikkonen, Formula One, one of my favourite drivers. But that's here, there. But Crawford's hat, Dave. That'd be nice if you could wear that, because you do like your hats, don't you?
I do like my hats. Like my hats.
We haven't Dave.
I've got 1 or 2 I need to burn actually.
Yeah, there's a lot. It's funny, this hobby, because there's a lot of people who quickly appear and quickly disappear. But we have a few of those hats laying around. One of the things which we've sort of not really spoken much about tonight on the show is the Minelab Multi IQ, which is massive in the world of detecting and revolutionised detecting, and many others out there have since introduced, one should say, on their machines. But Minelab were the originators of that, and since it's been on Minelab machines, it's pretty much been faultless and worked. And there hasn't had to be loads of updates or anything like that. Do you know if there's any changes to the Manticore Multi IQ and the Equinox IQ Multi IQ, apart from the processing power?
Are you going to deal with this one?
It's, well, as much as I can say, it's now called Multi IQ Plus.
Essentially, next generation Multi IQ.
Yeah.
I guess that's the best way to describe it.
And from what I understand, the processing power is faster, so that will be able to identify the signal quicker and better on your swing. But how can I put it? The gamut, the space has opened up a bit more, hasn't it? I know we'll never know how much more or why, but I understand it's a bit more powerful.
Yeah, I mean, being next gen, they've raised the bar. So we're looking at more depth, more recovery speed. In general, a bigger brain to deal with what's required for detecting.
Needed detectorists.
Yeah.
I like that, a bigger brain.
That sums it up, doesn't it?
That's well, I picked it up from Minelab speak, a bigger brain.
Yeah, it's true though, isn't it? Yeah. It's like they've been using how can I put it, a ZX81, but not in the Equinox, and then suddenly Commodore 64's come along on your Manticore, and it's got better graphics, great sound.
We move along, we move forward, which has got to be a good thing for detecting.
Yeah, definitely.
Can I ask now? And please forgive me, I'm not obviously dissing Minelab, but for me personally, I can't comprehend why, at a time that they're bringing out the Manticore at £1,800, they more or less follow on straight away with the Equinox 700 and 900 release straight away after. It just seemed a bit sort of like flooding the market when you, for me personally, would want to get the Manticore up and running before putting the next line of machines out. Was there any reason behind that you know of?
I must admit, I mean, we obviously do get wind of these things a little earlier than the general public, shall we say. And I predicted it would be next spring. So it came as a big shock to me when it was imminent. But I mean, there's the tech's there, they've got it ready. Equinox is 5 years old. They want to dominate the space, and that let's call it sub 1,500 quid, sub 1,400 quid space is now, they now can dominate that again, shall we say.
I think you're right.
A bit of traction may have been lost in other areas. This will ensure that isn't the case within a couple of 3 months. I think.
Right. Steve Cord's put in the chat. They're taking. Hi, Steve. You came on, Dave. Do you remember the hoard of bullets?
He's on in 2 weeks.
Oh, is he? Oh, that's nice.
He's one of our Christmas guests.
Well, that's going to be a surprise. You've ruined it now. Anyway, he said that the Minelab are taking the high, medium, and the low market all in one. They are. They're gunning for the. I won't say any brands, but they're looking at covering everything.
They're a business like anyone else, and their aim is to dominate, which currently they are doing. They have the technology.
All right, lead majors.
Any other manufacturer, XP, anyone would want to do that if they could.
Yeah,
it's a natural thing to do.
And I think also, if you look at the history and the business side of Minelab, they are heavily in the MOD worldwide, and their technology is, well, very impressive. very impressive.
They are heavily into R&D.
Yeah,
They have, and they're happy to sort of, I suppose, boast about this. They have 100 engineers in Adelaide working on this kind of stuff for us, basically. So
mad, isn't it? Mad, 100 people.
When you said R&D, I thought that was a type of music for a minute.
All right. So their position at number one is earned and deserved, really.
Yeah, it's just trying to keep in the chat. Steve Cord has nicer sausage. I'm sticking with the Vanquish and 2,000 beers for that price, Steve Cord. Yeah, fair enough. My opinion, someone else, 900 is only a legend, but with a much higher price as they're similar in performance. Well, I don't know how you're saying that. I don't know how you're saying that
because they're not even out yet.
Not even out yet.
Other than Paul, I don't know anyone that's used a 900 yet.
No.
But
Paul's used a 900.
Believe you me, we do test things, and a legend. No, sorry, Vanquish and legend. Yeah, you've got a chance.
I think this is aimed at you, Paul. Have you tried any difference? Have you noticed any difference between the 800 and 900? Well, obviously the 900 is going to be better, but was it something that was noticeable, or?
Yeah, if you need the recovery speed up, it's a lot quicker. And again, now they've opened up the discrimination pattern. It's changed the way targets found. Usually 14, 15, 16, the mid-range ones was a lot of targets. Now it's broadened everything up.
Yeah.
The noise cancelling now has improved, so power lines and electric fences, you don't get as much pulsing off your electric fences. It's easier dealt with as well. And sensitivity now has had another boost. You're up to 28. So if you like to run it real noisy, you can go even noisier if you can get it that high.
I like a noisy machine. Darcy Stanley said something quite interesting. Will we see a Vanquish Pro style machine with multi IQ plus? That's interesting because it potentially couldn't it? We could see a Vanquish Pro.
A Vanquish will improve undoubtedly, or maybe there's something else. I don't know. I mean, we don't know that far ahead. Vanquish, or certainly a Minelab in that price range, will exist in the future. What technology it will be, we don't know. I mean, as we go, when we get onto sort of multi IQ 0.4 or whatever, maybe the Vanquish range will get multi IQ plus. Who knows?
We don't, do we? We didn't know about.
We can only speculate.
Joe Webster. Hi, Joe. What's the difference between the Equinox 900 and the Manticore? Is there a big noticeable... Oh, it's gone. Yeah, so I've lost the chat. Oh, is there a big noticeable difference between these machines and their abilities? Big difference between the 900 and the Manticore?
I'll tell you the sales answer, and then maybe Paul could go into a bit more detail. Basically, the 900 can be regarded as a Mark II 800. So it's a better machine than the 800. The Manticore's in a different league altogether. So we're looking at a big leap forward in performance.
I suppose it's not too dissimilar between the Equinox 800 and the CTX, is it really?
I suppose, yeah.
Yeah, when they were new, when the Equinox
when they were new, yeah.
5 years ago. Stephen Law, I think the Vanquish will be about forever. The new Garrett, like you said, yeah, I think they've.
It will be about for a long time. They're robust, aren't they?
Yeah.
There was when they first came out. I think there was an issue with the batteries. If you knocked and wobbled them on, but they did that with a cover. But they are robust.
Yeah. Has Paul tried the Manticore on pasture?
Yes, I have. Not on ground. I've been over with the 800, but yeah, I've had it on pasture. It's very deep.
You need a nice Minelab spade for that. That'll help. That'll help dig out.
I was digging tool because it was real stony. You got fed up with digging.
Sorry, digging tool. Digging tool.
So, what prices are we potentially looking at for the 7 and 9?
700, 799, and 1,099 for the 900.
And what's the standard coil size that comes with that, Paul?
Sorry, go on.
With what?
With the 7 and 900.
Stock coil's 11-inch again.
Right.
All 11-inch. 700 and 900 have a redesigned 11-inch. So I've seen a lot of speculation about coil lugs. Much better, much stronger. 900 also comes with a 6-inch coil in the box as well.
And are they interchangeable? Can you use the one coil on the 7, on the 9, etc.?
Yes, between the Equinox family, they are interchangeable.
And
brilliant.
Coils as well. So you've got your Coiltech coils.
Coiltechs will fit them as well.
Use them as well.
Fantastic. Now, a lot of other people are obviously asking the question, is the 700 better than the 800? Obviously, if you look at it in sequence, you'd expect the 7 to not be as good as the 8, but comparatively speaking, now with the 5 years technology,
I've not got a 700.
I would, again, it's a bit of a guess, but I would think it is certainly as good as an 800, but you're like the 600, you're limited with what you can adjust, etc., to expand the performance. You can't, it's not as customizable as the 800. So performance-wise, they probably sit on a par with the improvement in multi-IQ.
Right. And it's an Equinox, not an Equinox.
Yeah.
There's too many questions going through.
You've got me thinking about how I say it now. You got me worried.
Rusty Gypsy Roving, just to let you know, I am reading all your things, and I've actually keep trying to find you on YouTube and can't find Rusty Gypsy Roving on YouTube. But I am trying.
Rob Random, hello Rob, all right. Will Crawfords be representing at any of the big events next year, i.e. Detectors and Rodney Cook and all that?
We're yes is the answer. We will be at both Detectables. We've never done Rodney Cook before. Very likely we'll be doing it this year, or next year, I should say. And also, we always do Coil to the Soil, which is an old favourite of ours, which is just the rally here in Yorkshire.
And this year as well, Craig, you also popped up at a military event as well, which I was very pleased to see, because I thought so many companies aren't, looking at getting into things like that.
Not a military event. It was the Bournemouth Air Show.
Do apologise.
So,
you had the plane in it.
Yeah, that's planes, and there are military planes there. So I guess it's right. Just try something different. Take metal detecting, not just Crawford's, but metal detecting in general, to a new audience. We kind of set things out a little bit different and had a massive display case out the front there, so people can have a look at actually what can be found. And in terms of introducing the hobby to the masses, very successful. In terms of us selling them detectors, not so successful. Not a money spinner for us, but great fun to do, to take to the hobby to the public. So will we do it again?
And you got to set out a totally different stall than you would at another event.
Talking to people that had no idea, they see people doing it, but they totally no idea what it was. So, like you talk to a detectorist to know what you do. All they want is the stuff, whereas people that have not got a clue about it wanted to know about it and what you did, the prices. Got a bit of a shock when you told them some of the prices.
Sorry,
go on, you first, Craig.
Fascinating things about this is a lot of the stuff we take for granted, hammered silver, musket balls even, people have never really seen. So to talk about stuff like that, and what you can actually find this stuff, and my God, how old is it? And obviously, what's it worth? I lied a lot, to be honest, but it really gets them into it, and I think we've increased detector sales for not just for us, but for everyone off the back of that. The air show is massive. It sees hundreds of thousands of people over the 4 days. So
it's very hard, though, isn't it, to measure an exhibition or an event like that on sales,
it's
because
impossible.
people go home and unless you're buying a machine there. That's one of the downsides of exhibitions, but it's about brand awareness, and luckily and well done for shouting about our hobby. I think at my work, where I work, I talk to people at work about my hobby and metal detecting, and I'm yet to find anyone who goes, "Oh, that sounds interesting." They're so interested in it, and I'm sure if I went round with a carload of detectors all day long, every day, and every now and again chatted to someone, I could probably shift a few. I should do it, but you so many people I want to take it up, and then you tell them, well, you need the permissions, and then they can't find it, which sadly is the downside to a hobby. You can't go.
I said to Craig in the summer, it was just after the air show, we done the Archaeology Metal Detecting magazine, done Congleton Medieval Fair, and the interest was absolutely, I couldn't believe it. I was gobsmacked. Absolutely. Phil Fodder came along. Shane Staffordshire Search was there. My little lad was there, and we were just non-stop all day from people interested in the hobby.
Can you just talk to Paul for 5 seconds? I've got to just dash off, and I'll be back.
All right.
He's dashing off. He's running.
It's not a toilet break. It's somebody at the door.
Someone at Paul's back door earlier.
I know Paul's back door now. Where's Craig? Anyway, moving on.
We've got
Rusty Gypsy Rovings, actually, I think she, doing something to do with a detecting camp. A German POW camp in Australia, I think. Very interesting, nonetheless.
They have actually got the Manticore now in Australia, haven't they?
You see it
out to the public now in Australia.
I mentioned before about Aussie gold hunters, and they all use, your big, heavy-duty mine labs.
Yeah.
It'd be very interesting to see how the likes of Manticore would stand up again. I don't know, the settings different, the build and everything, technology, but it'd be very interesting to see how Manticore, something like that, would, work in them conditions, that environment,
I don't have
material.
I don't have that round here.
Yeah, I know, mate.
It will be good to see, because I do know a few. I know two that have actually been that they've had the full day in the water with it, and they've been happy in the water with it. So once they get on the gold fields with it, we'll see what happens. I think it'll be good.
Sorry about that. Back.
Craig's just sold 2 Manticores out the back door, though.
That's right.
Yeah. Just a quick one. Got questions in the chat. It's a lot of people putting questions. Joe Webster, and this is interesting, actually. Is there any future plans for Minelab that you know of for a pinpointer that links to the new machines like the MI6 does for the XP?
In all honesty, I can say I know of nothing, but I would say it's inevitable.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that'd be nice.
I've certainly not heard of anything, but I would imagine, yeah. So somewhere down the line, there will be one.
And,
is that your dog, Adrian?
No. Mine is. I'll tell you what, Dave. Since you saw it last, it was like a ferret, wasn't it? It was like a badger, wasn't it? And now she's like that, and she sleeps 7 o'clock till 7 in the morning. She sleeps, lovely. John Brian Morris, lovely old, I shouldn't say that, person who's quite often in the chat. As I watch and listen to all the Minelab chat, I think of their lovely little fella from the Emerald Isle, Desi Dunn, Jerry. How lovely is that? He's put in there. Desi Dunn in his little videos.
Marky Mark,
Desi Dunn, yeah.
Marky Mark on Detecting says he's planning a Crawford's detecting day in the new year. Watch this space.
Ooh.
Samantha Amanda Moss, very quiet girl, doesn't drink very much, says, "Hey, Paul and Craig, great to see you, lads."
Great to see you, although we can't see you, but great to
I love
know
that.
your well-being.
Right. Rusty Gypsy Robin says the camp sailors that sunk the HMS Sydney, timber cutting, basic wire fence, and a few posts. So that's the camp that she's on about. She. Sorry, I'm thinking Gypsy Jules is a female, so automatically I gotta say, even though I've got a mate called Gypsy, I'm thinking Gypsy is a female. Sam also says she's safe from any of Craig's hugs on this side of the screen.
Special treatment.
Paul, he'll give you one later and a hug.
I gave nothing.
I reckon Nikki's on the red wine again. She's probably off her face, drunk.
Hey, do you know what I found the other day? I was looking to see what mead I had in Adrian, and I found the passion fruit snaps that we didn't have at Detectable.
Won't touch that. Let's do. Should we do a spin the coil quickly? We've done it a lot. Nikki's working the grown up. Oh yeah, that's funny.
While you're there, Sam, also, we guys all make you cry last week. Well, we don't. What am I doing here now? It's all changed, Adrian. There it is.
Sick noise.
Spin the coil.
Right, yeah. Are you aware of this, Paul and Craig?
No.
I thought you'll once you see it, you'll be getting the family to play it all on Christmas Day.
Right.
Dave, can it not go bigger?
That's what she said. There we go.
Right. This is
right. So we spin the coil, and it lands on a question, and you answer the question.
Super.
It's dead. Honestly, it's never been done before. It's something Adrian come in.
Oh,
right, be careful. This is controversial.
No.
Controversial.
Oh,
I'll pull that one down.
D-Mag.
I was reading one a minute ago.
It's all gone quiet.
What do we do?
Yeah, what's the question?
You have to answer.
What metal detecting magazine do you read?
All of them.
Oh, what do I read? Well, how can I answer that?
We get them all, don't we? So we read them.
We read The Searcher and the Treasure Hunting, and obviously the one that I can't see because it's going all blurry.
That one.
I read that one a lot.
Well answered. Spin another one. Oh, brilliant. Oh dear. The one I can't see blurry. This is Well, this is more of a mid-range detectorist question.
I have no idea what this question means.
Well, I'd rather have tones than a VDI.
I would say tones and then backed up by VDI.
Yeah, it's there to use.
I agree with you, Craig.
Thank you.
Next up.
Sam said treasure hunting magazines are the best because of their amazing taste in front covers. I agree. It's currently on my bedroom wall, laminated.
As I have a hotline,
which one?
No, that sounds wrong. I have a
hotline to the Searcher magazine editor. I wouldn't dare say anything like that.
No.
She'd be messaging me straight away.
Sam said the chat's inappropriate.
Gold or old?
Last week.
Old.
I would go old.
Old.
Yeah.
We'll do one more. And you can play this at any time over Christmas on the Big Detecting Show website.
Oh, that's a good one. Paul, what's your favourite detecting book?
I can't read.
Audio book then.
If it's got pictures in it, I don't know. The one I use the most, to be honest with you, is the Sphinx book.
Right.
So, Sphinx book.
Or the Bennett's book. I'm currently reading that Accidental Detectorist, which is
Oh, that's good. That is
Very good book.
I've only just started it, so I can't really comment on it.
Me and Adrian cheated and listened to it on audiobook.
Yeah, Audible.
Not a bad idea, actually.
Yeah. It's good. Yeah, it's good in the car.
Right. Well, that will complete.
So Paul can't read.
We pass.
And, yeah. So, right. I'm just trying to think. What's bouncing bombs for Japanese? Oh, sorry, Rusty Gypsy Roving's putting time. Right. I think we haven't got any more questions.
Right. She's trying to get on a farm detecting. It's got a buried mosquito, which is an aircraft. It's tied to Barnes Wallace, who, and it's to do with the smaller bouncing bombs that were in Japan.
Oh, wow. The last Lancaster pilot died today, didn't he?
He did, yeah, saw that.
Yeah.
And the original drummer from the Stranglers.
I saw that on Facebook earlier too.
You'll notice I am death, and anybody that dies is generally shared by me. Right. Obviously, CrawfordsMD.com. Am I right in saying?
CrawfordsMD.com.
Yes, correct. I'd think then, but yes.
And Paul, remind people of your Instagram and YouTube, if you don't mind.
Instagram, Paul_C. YouTube, Paul C. At Paul C. I think it is now, isn't it? We've changed it all.
Yeah.
Marvellous. Yeah. And is there anything else that you'd like to add? It's 9:30, you see. We go to bed at 9:30.
That sounds fair enough to me.
8:30, I usually am.
What else do we have to
I'm not surprised. Getting up at 3 a.m. and mincing around on the beach, flipping it. I'm surprised you haven't been arrested yet. Getting your shaft out. And, yeah. But anyway, Sam, check Crawford's Facebook. Yeah. Crawford's 12 Days of Spades. Yeah,
12 Spades of Christmas. It's a poor pun, but it seemed to work.
Yeah, that's a good call. But yes.
Also, as well, just to let you know, during the show, we've been contacted by John Nicholson of Coin Pods, who is kindly donating.
Oh, I was going to say DWP
then. 4 Coin Pod duos. For the raffle. So we've got 4 CoinPod, which I think are these beautiful little things in different colours. So thank you, John, for that. And
there's a bit about those in next month's Treasure Hunting magazine. I've got mine and love it. Really do. It's really well made, lovely and strong. Really, really good.
Thank you also to Scotty B for putting the Detecticon tickets in as well. Is there anything else you'd both like to add before we depart this lovely place?
Only that you've made me feel sufficiently guilty. I will have a route around our storeroom and see what we can find for you for the.
Oh no! Don't be thinking I'm trying to make you feel guilty. Really not bothered. It's just letting people know.
I will get something out there in there for you.
Much appreciated that. Thank you very much.
Pete Terrell's just said he'll put 4 Daz 2s in and 10 legends. Joan Allen, 10. No. A Go Find would be nice, wouldn't it, Dave? Go Find 20 would be lovely, wouldn't it? But never mind. But yeah, we haven't spoke about the Go Finds, and a lot of people I know. The show's nearly finished, but a lot of people I know who are interested in detecting. They go for the Go Find. I don't know if it's the way they market it, but it's quite a popular machine. Is that right, Craig?
Go Finds were developed, with entry level in mind, with travel in mind, because
on the beach, going on holiday,
and they perform better than they should for their price, really.
Yeah,
and they're a regular single frequency machine, but as you said, beach, remarkably good on the beach.
So, a lot of people I know, they put them in their car going over to the Isle of Wight for a weekend camping or something. It's like that big, isn't it? And you've got the app and all that. Yeah, I don't think we should talk about the Go Find more, Dave. Actually,
right? Yeah. Because Sam Sam from the Soil Sisters said check out her socials. So I take that'll be Little Miss Detectorist. Was I right in saying? Have a look on there, and some of the Go Find ranges on there. She says hers fits into a backpack and on a kayak. On a kayak?
Kayak?
There you go.
She must get some great places in that. Next week, we will be joined by Brian Goodsir Thompson of Monarch Designs. And don't forget, the following week, we have the big Christmas special, where we'll have a number of marvelous prizes from people and companies and such like. And the first week thereafter, I haven't got that one in yet. The week after Christmas, we'll be joined by Matt Jones and Thomas Barnes of Digstock Events from the US of A. And on the 5th of January, big show. Might call it the big show that week, Adrian. Michael Lewis from the Portable Antiquities Scheme. So we've got lots of people coming on the show. I've still got lots to contact and lots to sort dates for. But Craig, Paul, it's been a pleasure having you on the show tonight. And look forward
to join you. Thank you.
Have a fabulous Christmas.
And yourselves. And whenever you want to come on the show in the future, if there's anything else you want to talk about, you know how.
Well, we can have a session on the 900 and 700 if you want.
We'll come
Sounds
back.
dandy to me.
Sounds
dandy.
Yeah, definitely. Lovely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Right, everybody. Should we go Manticore or Knox advert on the way out?
Knox. I like the Knox advert more.
No, but they say Equinox and it's all wrong.
But
I like the dragon on the Manticore.
Yeah, I like the dragon. Let's go for beast mode. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.